Congratulations.
The paparazzi's been asked.
That's a big shout out to you.
This real performative activism that we.
Congratulations to the Houston Comedy Film Festival for this amazing mockumentary, Antalya. And I am so curious right now because I am seeing the superstar here in front of me. I know she's busy right now. I know she's busy. So I'm going to start by saying, Kyle, congratulations on your creation.
Thank you.
I mean, it's my creation, right? Like,
Yeah. We don't
Yeah.
get funding without the Antalya as our
Mhm.
benefactor, even though we paid for the whole movie ourselves. But
Okay, I see how this goes. So Antalya, since this film, it is about you. You are the superstar. Can you please tell me more about what is this film even about with this mockumentary? Tell the people.
Okay, well, the paparazzi's been asking me about this, and I'm gonna give you guys a little sneak peek. It's about me, and it's about my work, and Kyle really had to grovel to get me to agree to this. Like,
it's true.
he was emailing me for months. We went to school together way back when, and I was like, "Who are you?" And he was like, "We went to class together." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
I tracked you down.
And I mean, sure.
I tracked
What?
you down
Did
at
you
one of your
interrupt me?
showings. Yeah. I
What?
remember like when I like stopped you like after one of your interviews and like got on my knees and begged like to
Yeah.
be in this.
Yeah, that was that went viral actually. It was but I as an artist, I really appreciate the desperation for someone to make art about me. Because I
Yeah.
think we all inspire one another, and I think I mean, sure, there was a person in the film who was my assistant. She's now writing a memoir. I just want to go on and publicly disclaim that nothing she says is true. I never threw a chair at her, and I never threw a stapler at her. People do a lot of things to get close to fame.
That's true.
Yeah.
People are very crazy. And I just wanted to ask, I know this film is about you and maybe even from Kyle, why did you beg for her to star in this film? Why? What about her excited you?
There's really nothing. There's really no one else like Antalya out there. There's really. I had the opportunity to create a film that centered around someone with actual meaning behind her art and actual like purpose and identity. And I had a few other subjects in mind, but no one was really like quite on the level of Antalya as far as intrigue and yeah.
I am your protege.
Exactly. Yeah. I saw one of your first photos that I saw in an art gallery in Chelsea. It was just a plate with batteries on it. And I saw that and it just spoke to me on like this commentary on energy consumption. It was, I had to know more about her. I had to know.
This is so fascinating. Okay. Wow. So, and what made you actually say yes to him, Antalya? You have so many offers that come your way. And I know you're very picky, especially when it comes down to your favorite assistant that you had. What made you choose him as a director?
I mean, how do you say that?
He just has that look in his eyes that's going, I graduated from art school and I got nothing going on. And I like to do charity work whenever I can. So I like to give back to the community. And as someone who did go to art school and who did really well, like, cover of Time magazine, MoMA at 16, I cannot imagine what it must be like to live unsuccessfully. And Kyle, when he was begging on his knees, mind you, on his knees.
Yeah.
Security
in front of the Guggenheim owner. I was like, this is beautiful. Like, I think that a lot of art is about pleading and is about faith. And and in that moment, I realized I was his god. And what is it of me
Mhm.
to say you cannot make art about me? Like, I think it really got to me. Like, I
Yeah.
think, in fact, I think on that day I told you both knees, not one
Yeah.
knee, both
Yeah.
knees.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I started out on just the one.
palms
I
on the
just
floor.
and
Yeah,
she actually stopped. She was about to leave, but then I got on the one, and when I got on the second knee, it was like, okay, I'll hear you out on
so I
this.
was at first I was like, is he proposing? A lot of fans do
Yeah.
that. I get it,
Was this
but
in
like,
public? Was this in
yeah,
public?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I realized that in
yeah.
hindsight, it probably wasn't the best look for all the security guards that were around there, but I mean, hey, movie's made now, so what are they
He
gonna
took
do?
a risk. Yeah,
Mhm.
he took a risk, and I appreciate risks.
Yeah.
I love it. And I wanted to ask you both, especially when it came down to the best highlights of the
Mm.
creation
Mm.
of Antalya. What were those?
Yeah, I guess just really stepping inside your studio for the first time was an experience that it it was like a religious experience for me. Like stepping in,
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
and seeing
Mm.
like all these like seeing like where you sat down, where you painted Rhapsody in Paradise for the first time. Yeah.
For context, Rapstein
Mhm.
Paradise was, just me splashing paint on my face and dragging it across the canvas
Uh,
is a big hit.
Mm,
oh,
mm.
I'm thinking of Rhapsody in Splatter. Yeah, I don't know why I called it Rhapsody in Paradise. That was the OG. That was the OG
That's where I
one.
spit on the
Mm,
canvas.
yeah, Rhapsody in Splatter.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
How much did that sell for?
Had to be in the
Ooh,
six figures, wasn't it?
I think it was 4,000,000
Yeah.
at the Sotheby's auction.
Mhm.
You know,
And Tal,
small change though.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I have to ask an important question because for a price like that, when did you discover your worth, honey? I need to know.
Mm, I was 13. No, I was 7. I was 7 and I was in an art class at my private school. And I drew a stick figure and it was just better than the other stick figures.
Yeah.
And my father was a renowned curator who always pushed me to be excellent and he just knew I was better
Yeah.
than my sisters. You know what I'm
He
saying?
declined an interview for this mockumentary.
Yeah, we don't talk
We
anymore. He's an asshole.
tried to get
But
to Natalia's father.
yeah,
Yeah. He's elusive.
he's always tried to claim my spotlight. He burned all my paintings when I was like
Yeah.
15.
Oh, that would make me so upset. I can't even believe
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So, okay, so I will say, did you in the creation of this, did you learn anything from this process with this film after it was I want to know what you learned um your experience after Kyle in this process. Did you learn anything?
Kyle, what he learned?
I
Kyle, you
don't
should
know.
answer
I feel
what
like I'm looking at you and him both because this is like I just love
mhm.
this character playing. um, I will say, girl, this is hilarious. Okay, oh, let me just pause. Y'all are throwing, y'all are
I
doing
always
a
feel
good
so
job.
bad because Kyle's a wonderful but yeah.
I'm
And
like, should I?
And
I feel
struggling
bad.
too with like we did like an improvs. This is probably like
I just want to give both of y'all a compliment, and I just want to
Mm.
say, just overall, the acting, the pacing, the color grading, everything. It was very shot well. And and Kyle, I wanted to know, like, did you have any headaches in the creation of this because everything looks so beautiful?
yeah. Headaches are natural in especially in the short film world. It definitely like wasn't like smooth sailing all the way on.
Mm.
But with I had an amazing DP. Shout out to
Mhm.
Tian Pei who shot the film and
Incredible.
color graded it. So I never felt like it was a collaboration that it felt like I really didn't have to like say much like on set. Like I showed Tian the script, they got it like right away. We had like some ideas like in terms of like how the color like would like progress over the course of the film. It would start like very vibrant, very colorful, but then as it goes on, we kind of see like the color like sucked out as we like delve deeper into like the tension in the relationship between Natalia and Shaban. So that was a cool
That
thing we
detail.
figured out. Really the one thing that took a while to get right was the music in Shaban's like
Yeah.
monologue scene. And I had amazing composers, Ben and Josh, who were fantastic at like building like this big orchestral score, but we wanted something like very different for Shaban's monologue scene, wanting more experimental, and it took a
Mhm.
few passes to like get at like what was really right for that scene, what really put us in the headspace of Shaban as she's losing her mind on this person who she thought was her best friend. And um but I'm really happy with how the final music came out in that scene. It really like keeps you on the edge of your seat, I think. And yeah.
I'm gonna say a compliment to you right now because that just lets me know as a leader, as a CEO, as a boss, you made the right executive decision choosing the cast, choosing all of the team. You chose them for a reason. And so, with your time, your money, your investment, that's a big shout out to you of why everything was so smooth. So I wanted to compliment you on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, you worked really, really hard. What do you want people to take away when they watch this?
This is me speaking like out of character now, or yeah, like as myself.
Real life.
With that.
I think what I'm really trying to get at is uncovering this veil of performative activism that we see
Mhm.
in a lot of like individuals that have like a big following, and because there is like merit in someone who has like a platform, like actually being able to like push and like make a difference, and like make a statement that um gets people like to empathize with like other points of views like through their platform. But you also have people who like without naming names like make a commercial that like advertises a brand and uses like police brutality as like a theme in that music video, which
Yeah.
no, that is so performative, and so you're just trying to sell a product at that point. And I think with this film is it's really a matter of showing like not only the societal consequences, ramifications that like performative activism can have, but also personal. We see this friendship that with how even with how Shaban and Antalya butt heads throughout the film, I do still think there is genuine like connection there and genuine
Mhm.
appreciation for each other. But even that falls apart like over the course of the film as we see like as Shaban like starts to uncover more and more of these traits about Antalya that rub her the wrong way. So I think I'm just trying to get at like really tearing down this notion of performative activism and like so that we're more aware of it and we can call it out.
I
Yeah.
absolutely love it. And Talia, with you playing the character of this awesome role, how did you prepare? How did you prepare for this? Or is this natural?
Okay, a lot of it I remember coming to Kyle in the early days and being like, "I love this script. My only thing is this person needs to be more than just a bad
Yeah.
person." Like, I want to give her a little nuance because I think historically it's been very easy to paint women as just like the villain or like a one tone. She's
Mm,
a mean girl. She's this artist who's completely entitled, has nothing. And like she's absolutely an entitled, spoiled, bad friend who, but I think on the theme of the film, it's more about like what happens when you put people as on a pedestal, when you like idealize people and celebrities, and what does that make that person feel? I think was a large part of the role of like if you are a protege from the age of let's say like 12 for the rest of your life and you achieve a lot of fame, you don't know how to develop human connection. You
Mhm.
don't know how to maintain a friendship. You don't know how to respect people in certain senses. And I think it's a lot of commentary on like late stage capitalism in the sense of like people as
Yeah.
products, to be honest. And like Antalya is a
Mhm.
product. And you see there's like this one scene where she's like trying to do a relief fund and like trying to, say I'm painting for charity and she clearly doesn't give a shit. And and I don't know, I think her relationship with Siobhan is the most human thing in that in that movie, and it was the thing that failed because she just doesn't she's idealized herself, and so I think that was a big part of the prep.
Mhm.
A lot of improv,
Yeah.
and making sure that I'm not flanderizing my own character and being
Yeah.
like, I'm so mean, I'm so funny because I'm mean." And actually, I think I was the one who suggested that scene about, like, the crying with
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
painting, I recall, because I was like, "She needs to have something,"
Mhm.
or it's like, "Why is she acting this way?"
Yeah.
Like, people are shaped by their environments, and
Mhm.
yeah, I think that was a big part of it, to
Yeah.
be honest.
Like, just, like, to go off of that, like, the early drafts of the scripts, like, Antalya, like, had was terrible, like, had pretty much, like,
Like,
no
worse.
redeeming
Yeah.
qualities. Yeah, worse than she
Right.
actually is in the finished product, but I'm so grateful that, Clara came to me and was like, "We need to, like, give her" like, because it's so easy to just, like, pin her as this one-dimensional, like,
Mhm.
I did a great
creature.
job with the different
Yeah.
layers at the timing and the time that you
Mhm.
were given. You executed very well.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, in your own words, if you're talking to an investor or anyone that's interested in this project and partnering, where do you see this in the market?
Mm,
What is most relatable, even though it's so unique? But what's most relatable?
Yeah.
mm,
I definitely see this, like, as something more, like, catered to Gen Z. I do think that, like, a lot of, like, the the role of social media in the film is very impactful on how social media, like, lends itself to performative activism very easily because anyone can just pull out their phone, take a screenshot of, like, a white screen, put praying emojis on the screen, and then, like, say that they're, like, making a difference, that it's great
Free.
that there's
Yeah.
it's great that there's a platform that allows anyone to do that, but you actually have to, follow up on that.
Mhm.
You can't just, like,
mhm,
do the bare minimum and say that you're making a difference. So I definitely
Mhm.
see, like, some of that messaging, like, resonating with Gen Z. I would love to expand this story. I have ideas in mind for how it could be a feature-length mockumentary and how we could really, like, delve deep into the, progression of this, because I feel like the campaign fund, we don't really see it crash down in the finished film, but I think
mm,
Mhm.
with added time and, uh, the runtime of a feature, we can really trace how, like, the rise and fall, essentially, up in Talia and see, like,
mhm,
where and have, like, this lie that is this campaign that is built on performative activism, like, really, like, crumble down and spiral out of her control, so that's kind of, like,
mhm,
where I see the market, like, going for a project like this.
mhm.
I love that. So an awesome feature I see coming. It's gonna be on its way. It's gonna happen. Clara, you did an amazing job, and I wanted to say, just I just want to hear it again in your own words. What is your favorite thing about working with Kyle?
Mm. Oh, yay, I get to answer truthfully now. Um, so I worked with Kyle on a previous movie called Project Spooky,
Yes.
and I adore working with you, Kyle, like, truly. I think the scripts are so funny. Like, I always have such a good time, even just in the audition or, like, the first read through, making choices. You're very, like, flexible to opinions on the characters. You're very flexible to ad libs, which is something I really appreciate because I think comedic actors do the best when they're able to, like, add a little bit in to their character.
Yeah.
And also just I don't know, you're a great friend to me, and you're very kind, and you're hardworking. Like, I feel like every couple months I get a notification, it's like, "I got into this festival," like, "We got into this festival," and I'm like, "Whoa," like, "Oh my god," and, like, a lot of student films sometimes at NYU don't always this is like a but they don't always get
Mhm.
finished because people, like, the editing process is really long,
Mhm.
like, it's hard to, like, do
A
stuff,
lot.
Mhm.
it's a lot,
Mhm.
and
That's
Kyle
why I'm
has
saying kudos.
yeah, no, really, because Kyle has always been on top of it, and he always does justice to his actors, and it's also just a really good time on set. So, yeah, yeah.
I love that.
Thank
I
you.
love that. And And now we're not in character. Please, I need you to tell me about Clara, because I know Clara, like, already I'm getting compliments now, but I wanna hear from you in your own words as the director,
Mhm.
because you could have chosen anyone for this project and you chose her.
Yeah. Yeah, Clara was, like, pretty much who I thought of immediately when I wrote this script, and I guess kind of without subconsciously, I was like, "No, she can take this," like, admittedly a bit of a caricature at first that I had outlined and really, like, add depth to it, add mannerisms that I
Mhm,
didn't even think of. She was so great at doing that on my previous film, really taking the rough, like, outline of a character and really making it her own, like, making it, like, three-dimensional, and she did that, like, times 100 with this character,
mhm.
and yeah, is and I do, like to, like, leave room for improv on set, and Claire's, like, a proof, like, as to why I do that, because I always feel like she can think of something, like, in the moment that, like, has me, like, rolling out of my chair, like, if you like, when you watch the film, there's a bit about, like, her dipping a cat in paint and, like, that being an art piece. That was all her. That was not none of that was in the
I
script.
completely forgot about that. Yeah. Wow.
That
There were some moments where my face was just, yeah, it was looking worse than this, okay? I'm just gonna say. I was Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, a great job. Kyle, what tips do you have? I need you to give some tips to
uh,
filmmakers.
just in general or, like
Whatever is on your heart. It can be in general, it can be the production set, the quality, the headache.
okay.
What is the best thing or best piece of advice that you can give to someone
Mhm.
because you executed very well on this project?
Yeah. Um, I guess I would say write the script that is, like, your dream script, and don't worry about any budget or financial or, like, logistical, ramifications at first. Just put it out there and then worry about that stuff later. I inevitably, like, scripts will go through changes, like, based off, like, okay, the producer being like, "No, we can't have, like, a giant building, like, on fire, like, in your $15,000 budget movie." But the sentiment is out there. It's just a matter of, like, recontextualizing it to make it more grounded and, like, realistic and, like, tangible to actually be filmed, but it's not helpful if that's immediately what you're, like, setting out to write, because then you just end up with a script that is kinda half-baked in that sense, so, really, the script editing process, I just feel like is yes, it's about, like, editing the story and, like, fleshing out characters more and more, but it's also about fleshing out, um, because 'cause you're actually gonna go out and film this, and how do we approach that step in the most
Mm.
realistic way? Yeah.
I love it, and I wanna before I ask Claire this question, I wanted to just also ask you because I was very impressed at what you were able to do with having that shift of emotion, on the screen and having I can say the people that watched it, you feel that emotion on the
Mm.
screen. How did you do that through the camera? I have to ask you, how did you do that?
The crying scene, right?
It was
The
I don't wanna
crying?
give nothing away, but I know there were
Oh,
things that with the lighting, clearly it was funny, and then, like, the ending of it, like, you were
mhm.
that was a very
Oh, that's
strong ending.
yeah. Mm,
I don't wanna give nothing away because I really want people to see it, and I
So
feel
fair.
like that hits it home, so
mm,
that's why I don't wanna
mm,
say too much. So
Mhm.
I wanna ask you, how did you make that transition from it
Mm.
was funny, but, like, how did you do that?
Oh, hmm. I think really getting into this character, she is funny because she doesn't mean to be, but she reminds me of those people who lose their friends or their loved ones because they just can't help themselves at being selfish. And the reality about those people is that they realize what they're doing and they still feel that loss. And I think I put myself in the shoes of that character of like, she's really lost everything now. She's lost her best friend who's been with her from the very start. And, you know, I mean, I like to think of, like, moments I've lost or some moments where I've hurt people in my life, and you kinda sit with that guilt, and I think a lot of being an actor and also a lot of this character is, like, she has the charisma, and she has the charm, and then when all that goes away, what are you really left with? You know, you go home alone to silence, and I think she's someone who makes a lot of noise to not hear that she's so alone, and I think I in that last moment, I think I just sat with that. I think we all feel that, to be honest. Um, and I think a lot of it is just about letting the camera in to see that because she doesn't realize she's being filmed in that last moment,
Mhm.
and so she doesn't put on that like, I think you can make the argument, whatever, because 'cause I'm a big fan of my own character because you have to be, but you can make the argument that a lot of that behavior was for the camera
Mhm.
to protect herself. But she still cares, and I think that that last moment is about showing that she cares and that she's a human being and that
Mhm.
even flawed human beings can regret their behavior.
Yeah.
That was so beautiful and that was so deep. Wow. I love it. I'm here for all of it.
Yeah.
That was powerful, and I can't wait for people to hear this.
Mhm.
That's beautiful. That was real. That was very real. Um, are there any things that you would like to say to the people? One last thing, because I know they're gonna love y'all. I really do. Like, yes.
Kyle, you wanna go first?
Donate to Relief for Zimbados. No, I'm kidding.
I definitely have to say, y'all killed it, and, y'all killed it. I just wanna say congratulations on being accepted to the Houston Comedy Film Festival.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to have you guys be a part of it.
Thank you. Thank you so
No,
much,
thank you
Rosamund.
so much,
Yeah.
Rosalind. This has been wonderful. Thank you for having us on
Yeah.
here.
This has been